Who are you?
I am CT Fletcher. I am a former 6-time world champion powerlifter, and I am the owner of Iron Addicts Inc.
Okay. Who do you represent?
I represent my family and the Lord.
Yes, sir. So on November the 8th, 2024, where would CT Fletcher be?
I'm going to be right here talking to Joshua and trying to be as real as I can possibly be because that's what I'm known for.
Yes, sir. And getting into that, you encourage a lot of people and to start working out and everything. And a lot of people are disappointed because your last YouTube video, they say that's your last training video. So is that CT Fletcher last training video?
Well, Joshua, I said that because during that video, um, I was worn out, and I didn't lift. I wasn't lifting nothing, Joshua. And I was completely worn out about halfway through just from yelling at the guys, that were there. So I'm like, man, I don't know if I can keep doing this. So I still train people, but that all out, it's pretty draining on the old man.
Yes, sir. So you're not going anywhere, but you still gonna make the videos, or you gonna kind of take it easy?
Well, I say I'm gonna retire, and every time I say that, I wind up lying. I try to retire, Jeffrey, but I can't because I love it too much. So, as they asked Arnold one time, why does he still train at 70 something years old? And he said, hey, why do you still eat breakfast? Why do you still brush your teeth? It's because it's a part of him. It's something that, and this training thing, it's a part of me. Something I, if I don't do it, then I'm not CT Fletcher. So I try to retire, but I can't.
Yes, sir. Well, I thank you for encouraging me to start working out more and a lot of other people as well. So we watch you grow from your, I guess it was your first video when let me recall the title, the strongest man you never heard of. Well, that's the name of the YouTube title.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because nobody
Yes,
had heard.
sir. And you grew to millions and millions of followers. And before CT Fletcher, I would go to the gym. And it wasn't as many people trying to be influencers, it was, but now after CT Flex, you encourage a lot more people to get on YouTube, to start getting on Instagram. So what would be your advice to the next power lifter or the next weightlifter that want to grow on social media?
The first thing I want to say is I never thought or never tried to be an influencer. I didn't even know what an influencer was when I got on YouTube. I didn't even know what YouTube was. So, but my number one piece of advice for anybody trying to break through is be yourself. Be yourself. Because people can spot a fake or a copy a mile away. Be yourself.
And yes, sir, I 100% agree with that because can't no one be you better than you.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. And so from growing your following, you say that was never the plan, it just happened, right?
Yep. And I mean, during my,
So,
uh, I'm gonna ask you something, Joshua. I cuss, so is that
oh yeah,
okay?
go ahead. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Make sure I don't want I don't want your ears to fall off or nothing.
Oh no, no. I've been listening to you for a while, CT. I'm used to it.
Okay, good, good. Yeah. So I never, I got on YouTube, and the first thing I told him, I said, "Look, if you don't like what I'm saying, turn the motherfucker off. I don't give a fuck." And you know what, Joshua? I didn't give a fuck because I didn't know it. I didn't know anything about that you can make money on YouTube, or like I said, I didn't even know what it was. So I'm just like, hey, you look, you listen, you listen. If you don't, I don't give a fuck.
And what I seen though, it probably wasn't intentional, but you grew your brand as CT Flex. Even in my head, I when I don't feel like doing something, I tell myself it's still your motherfucking set.
Yeah,
And so you grew your brand and you capitalized on it by selling merch and everything. And I see
ab-
a lot of other like I say powerlifting and everything following in your footsteps. As far as getting into selling merch and growing their brand, what would be your advice to them?
okay. Once you have gotten a big enough following, because you won't be able to sell merch if you got, just your family following you. Exactly.
Right.
But once you have grown a big enough following, then the merch and supplements and stuff comes later. But one thing I advise the young guys, when you are starting out, you want to sell your merch, because they came to me, when I didn't know nothing, and they may not know anything. Guy came to me, hey CT, let me manage you, let me sell your merch for you, and I just bring you a check at the end of the month. I'm like, motherfucker, I don't need nobody to manage me. I can manage my motherfucking self. You know what I mean? So if I fuck it up, I'm gonna fuck it up myself. I don't need you to fuck this shit up for me. So I advise them that, to learn. It's gonna be some bumps, some ups and downs, but learn that shit yourself. You don't need nobody to count your motherfucking money for you or tell you, send you. You want to know exactly what's going on. You're in charge. You're the boss. This is your brand. This is you. And people will misrepresent you and fuck over you if they can. So, be in charge as much as possible.
Yes, sir. And that's wonderful advice. So when you did the documentary, My Magnificent Exception, well that's planned. Would you always plan to do a documentary? That just kind of happened on its own as well.
Just like the YouTube thing, I had no idea. Generation Iron approached me and said they wanted to do a documentary on me, and I was like, okay, as long as I can go and say what I want to say, then we good. Yeah.
Right.
And it turned out that the documentary turned out. I was pissed off. I'm not gonna lie, I was very pissed off at the documentary, not because of the documentary itself. I thought it was very well done. They did a good job, but we had a contract, and the contract said that if they made any money, we was gonna split it right down the middle, 50-50. And they kept telling me, Joshua, month after month, we ain't made no money. We ain't made no money, so you ain't getting shit, CT. Until I seen the motherfucker on Netflix. That's the only way. I said, wait a minute now. Y'all gotta be making something. If this motherfucker on Netflix, then they finally had to, say, oh yeah, we made a few bucks. So, then they gave me a little change after that. But up until then, they wasn't gonna give me shit. So I was pissed off.
Yes, sir. I definitely enjoyed the documentary. It gave us a look into your life, and you definitely overcame a lot. And like I think you said in the movie, you've been waiting. I'm paraphrasing. I don't know the exact thing, but basically you've been waiting a long time for what people call fame. Like they think it happened overnight, but you've been grinding for a long time.
Absolutely. I mean, I hear, I get messages from young guys all the time. CT, I've been at this 10 years, man. I've been grinding. I've been putting in work. Joshua, I did not get on YouTube until I was 53 years old. So all of those workouts with Cali Muscle and all the wrestlers and all those people, um, that I was 50 something years old. I never got on there until I was 53. I thought I was way past my prime. So that's another thing I want to tell people out there who think they're too old or it ain't going to happen. I was 53 before, anybody who knew who the fuck I was. Of course, I had records and stuff, but if you weren't a serious power lifter, you didn't know who the fuck I was. I mean, if you were not a power lifter, you did not know who CT Fletcher was. And then this guy comes in when I'm 53. I'm thinking I'm way past my prime. It's all over. And lo and behold, hey, God's timing is not our time. And when you think it's over, he may have a different plan for you.
Yes, sir. I 100% agree with that because some people, like I said, they expect things to happen overnight. They don't see the hard work goes into
Oh yeah. Yeah.
it.
And I wanted bad CT. I can, they a lot of people expect me to make them famous, and they'll send me, I get videos from young guys that are, every day. Hey, CT, can you put me on? Can you put me on? Can you put me on? I'm like, motherfucker, it ain't up to me. It is not up to me. If the people like you and want to, follow you, they will. But CT Fletcher can't make you famous. And when I do it, I do this all the time, guys. I said, okay, I'm gonna put you on my story. I will put them on my story for absolutely nothing, and hopefully somebody, will see them or whatever. But so many of them. That's why I say, be yourself, be different, be unique. So many of they send me exercise videos of them doing the same damn thing that everybody else is doing, and that ain't gonna do
I
it.
definitely 100% agree with that. And then some of them, as I see, don't have the personality. They just not to get it wrong. Some people real strong. They can get in there and bench press a lot. They don't say anything. They just all right. That's it. I mean,
that,
it look good, but people want to see the personality with
and they think that by them, okay, them bench pressing so much or them curling so much or whatever the fuck they do, then that's going to make them famous just because they can bench press 405. And you are nail hitting on the head, motherfucker. I tell you that much. If you nail that shit, it ain't gonna do it. It's a million motherfuckers out there doing the same shit you doing. So you ain't special, motherfucker, unless you can get on there and talk to people and have a story. There's lifting weights, but you have to have something else to draw their attention because there's so many people out there curling and bench pressing and doing squats and shit that you will get lost in the pack. But what else can you do, motherfucker? Can you talk? Shit.
it. Yes, sir. So I 100% agree with that. Getting into the people you work with, who is your favorite person to work with out of all the athletes that came to earn that?
It ain't even close. My son. Yep, not even close. My son Samson has been with me since he was, in diapers going to the gym. I take him to the gym when he was in diapers in a stroller. So it ain't even close. My son Samson is my favorite person to work with. Absolutely. Hands down.
Yes, sir. And we got to watch him grow on YouTube. From the beginning to getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
Oh yeah, man. I mean they anytime the son of an athlete, I don't consider myself to be a famous athlete, but anytime the father is an athlete and the son comes along and does the same thing, it's baseball, football, tiddlywinks, whatever the fuck it is. If the dad was an athlete, the son comes along and does the same thing, then there's always going to be a comparison, no matter what. Well, you're not your daddy. You're not your daddy. Fuck no, he ain't your daddy. He's a separate individual and he's doing his thing. And my son had to, bear all that because it was all, I mean, a truckload of shit talkers on he was 17, 16, 17 years old, and they talking a ton of shit. You'll never be your daddy. You'll never be your dad. No, motherfucker, he's Samson. I'm CT, he's Samson Fletcher, and he's doing his thing. And he took all of that, all of the shit talkers and naysayers, and he kept right on going, kept right on going. And 10 years later, he's one of the top natural weightlifters on the fucking planet. And I couldn't be more proud of him.
Yes, sir. And that's amazing. And you definitely said a lot right there because people will always talk from the sideline. As you go in the comments, people talking noise all day, but they not doing anything. They
Ab-
talk noise to the people who actually doing it.
yep, absolutely. I mean, shit talkers are a dime a dozen, man. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yes, sir. So far as celebrities, who was your favorite celebrity to work with?
Oh, man, there are a few. Terry Crews, one of my faves. Um, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Uh, hmm. Let's see. Another wrestler, a professional wrestler, is Bill Goldberg's favorite of mine. It's a lot of those professional wrestlers, Dr. Dre. Uh, I can tell you stories about Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre seen um, the documentary that you just mentioned, My Magnificent Obsession. Like I said, I hated, I was pissed off about the movie because I wasn't getting shit for, movies going there. People, oh yes, but that documentary turned out to be the biggest blessing ever because Dr. Dre got to see the movie. He's seen it on Netflix, contacted me, and we have been, brothers ever since, man. And that I cannot tell you how big a blessing that was. I'll just tell you this: if it wasn't for Dr. Dre, Iron Addicts Inc. would have been out of business. So he stepped up big time. During COVID, it was rough, but Dr. Dre is one hell of a human being.
That's an amazing story. I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, Dr. Dre is one hell of a human being.
Yes, sir. So I noticed Dr. Dre got a little swollen in the later years. Did he come and work out with you?
I've been trying to get him. I've been trying to get him for the long time. He won't step up there, but yeah, he does take his working out seriously. He has a full gym with everything you could ask for in his home down in the basement. I got to see it, and it's like going into one of these professional LA Fitness or some damn where right down in his own basement. He can do what take care of everything he wants to. So he's really into fitness. Lucky for me, that's why he watched the documentary.
Yes, sir. My mama used to always say, God work in mysterious ways.
Big time, Joshua, big time.
Yes, sir. So I have a question for you, CT Fletcher. So
Mm-hmm.
this is a hypothetical question. Say hypothetically, my wife left me. I lost my job. Is it still my motherfucking set, or can I take some time off and be depressed for a little bit?
Hey, uh, goddamn right, it's Steve. And you know what? It's hard to motherfucker uh, to realize that when you're going through something like that. And I ain't talking from not knowing, I'm talking from experience. And it's rough than a motherfucker. But what you gonna do? Sit home in the dark and fucking contemplate all the shit driving by a house 2, 3 in the morning trying to see if somebody else over. You don't want to be doing that shit. Being a fucking shit. Well, the best thing you could possibly do is go in that goddamn gym because my psychologist is on the end of a fucking 45-pound ball. You take your goddamn troubles and worries and whatever the fuck you got, whatever burden you carry, your depression, anxiety, whatever the fuck it is, take it in that goddamn gym and take it out on that motherfucking bar. So yes, Joshua, it is your motherfucking set.
Yes, sir. And I 100% agree with that. As I said earlier, that's always in my head. And not even just for the gym, but for it's actually doing business, I think we all have days where we don't feel like doing something. Don't want
Shit,
to get out the bed, but but I
absolutely.
still tell myself it's still your motherfucking set.
I'm gonna do this shit whether I feel like it or not. God damn it, because it's still my set.
Yes, sir. Now, if I go in there, is there such thing as doing too much? Overtraining?
Oh my god, you just set that up for me. You already know. You set that one up for me to knock it out the park. Ain't fucking such thing as overtraining as far as I'm concerned. Right now. I know I was on there Joe Rogan show and me and
Right.
debating about this shit, and he said, "Hey, have you ever heard of rhabdomyolysis, CT?" And I said, that sounds like some bullshit to me, Joe. I said, I know that is overtraining. It's a real thing for people that are runners. People can run and and get cramps and shit, but the only time that an overtraining situation might occur is if you have underrested. Now you overtraining only if you've underrested, undernourished yourself, something other than lifting too many goddamn weights, doing too many. I ain't never seen a motherfucker do too many curls. I ain't never seen a motherfucker do too many squats. I ain't never seen a motherfucker do too many benches. Motherfuckers, prisoners in jail do the shit every motherfucking day. I did the shit every motherfucking day. Christmas, New Year's, my motherfucking birthday. It didn't matter. Where's CT at? In the motherfucking gym. If overtraining was possible, if you could do too many reps, if you could do too, I would have done it. I would have fucking done it. Because, like I said, I was magnificently obsessed with this shit. Sleep, eat, and drink this goddamn shit. I could not wait to get to the motherfucking gym. Working at the post office, 12, 14 hours, I couldn't wait to fucking get off and get my ass in the motherfucking gym. So, fuck that overtraining shit.
Yes, sir. I 100% agree. So, what if they get too big, CT?
Oh my God. You set it up again for me, didn't you? Look, mother used to ask me, tell me that, back in my heyday when I was at the top walking around Compton Boulevard with 24-inch pythons. they would say, hey, CT, man, now that's enough. You done just got too motherfucking big. And I say, ain't no motherfucking such thing as too big, goddamn it. Hey, CT, I bet you can't even wipe your ass. I said, that's what they make little motherfuckers like you for. To wipe.
Yes, sir.
Not my motherfucking opinion.
Yes, sir. Compton Superman. And there was a lot of great power lifters and just people with great physique that came from the West Coast. So far
Absolutely.
as let me get into like Tukey Williams. Tukey Williams had like a great physique. Did you what is your opinion on Tukey Williams?
Okay, we grew up in the same city, same, vicinity, but Tookie was like 5 years older than me, 4 or 5 years older than me. So I looked up to Tookie. I thought, Tookie was a great individual. I was, when they started the Crips, and I went to Enterprise Junior High in Compton, California, and they would tell us over the intercom, Joshua, that the Crips was coming up there, up to the school to turn the school out, and we got to go home early. And I didn't like school no goddamn way. So when they told me the Crips was coming, we got to go home early. I thought the Crips was the greatest thing since cotton candy. Oh, you mean we get to go home early? Fuck some school. I didn't want to go to school no way. So that was wonderful. And I started working out at this youth center, and I was working out in there, and they would say, hey, Tookie and his boys is here. So all the rest of us regular motherfuckers had to clear the youth center out so Tookie and his boys could work out, man. So he was like a hero in the ghetto. He was like, the man. Tookie was the man in the ghetto.
Yes, sir. I thank you for sharing that story with me. That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But
So far, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Craig Munson changed the game for me, though. Once I seen Craig Munson, I mean, Tookie was huge. There was a lot of big motherfuckers in Compton during that time, or in L.A., Compton area. A lot of big motherfuckers. But Craig Munson was the biggest, hands down.
Yes, sir. And I don't know how it is out there today, but do people still have the passion on the streets to get big like that?
No, I do not see it like it was, back in the 60s and 70s. Um, yeah, everybody's garage door would be up on the weekends. They'd have some pig iron in there, or bench press, or in the backyard. Everybody would be getting it in. I mean, lifting weights was like the national pastime in Compton. Motherfuckers playing baseball and shit. Motherfuckers be out in the backyard getting them, working on them back arms. You know what I'm saying? So it's I don't see that today.
Yes, sir. And why do you think that is? What changed?
It's a bunch of pacifier sucking pussies out there now. They got a little too lenient on them, a little too easy, got a little too easy on them. They're too busy with fucking cell phone to be in there. We didn't have no cell phones back then. We didn't have as many distractions as these young folks got today. So being swole was a priority for us. And I think these young people, they have a lot more different priorities than we had back then. Everybody wanted to be the biggest motherfucker on Compton Boulevard back then. Now they too busy on the cell phone.
Yes, sir. I agree. Because even when I look at some of your older videos of talking about how it used to be, I was like, man, this is a totally different time we live in now. Because I
Yep.
kind of got an old school upbringing. I love the old school way of doing things.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too.
Yes, sir. And I remember on one video where I think Arnold was talking about the pump. And he said it's almost feel better than sex. You said I think you said you don't know if it feel that good, but it feel pretty damn good.
Yeah. I
So
said, hey, Arnie, you fucking up now. It feels damn.
yes, sir. Sir. Good over there. Yes, sir. So how important is the pump to you, CT?
Very important, but not as important as sex. you, you fuck around, you getting ridiculous now.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
pump is real good, but goddamn, don't nothing compared to that.
Yes. So, far as the bodybuilders that you see today, is anyone you admire their physique or follow?
There's a few, but this new kid, they got a guy. Man, I can't think of his name, but he is like the Sergio of today. Big, gigantic. He is what I think Mr. Olympia should look like. I think Mr. Olympia should be the biggest motherfucker damn near on the planet. I mean, you are the epitome. You're supposed to be the epitome of just how far you can take it, how extreme you can take it. If I was a judge, then all Mr. Olympians would be some big ass, ridiculous Ronnie Coleman looking motherfuckers. And I think that's why he won it, 8 times in a row, because he was just that much better, that much more impressive. He looked like fucking Mr. Olympia. I mean, it wasn't no question about, oh yeah, that motherfucker Mr. Olympia. No, yeah, that's Mr. Olympia right there. He was ridiculous, and I think Mr. Olympia should be fucking ridiculous. It is the extreme. It is the top, tippity top. And I like proportions and all that shit is good, but Mr. Olympia should fucking look ridiculous, in my opinion.
Yes, sir. And Ronnie Coleman was on a whole nother level. Did you have the opportunity to meet Ronnie Coleman?
Yeah, I met Ronnie not when he was competing. After I seen him quite a few times. We did a lot of expos and stuff at the same time. And as far as I'm concerned, he's the greatest bodybuilder of all time.
Yes, sir. He was on a whole nother level. So
Absolutely.
CT, oh sorry, go ahead.
No, I just agreeing with you. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Said so we coming up on our 30 minutes, CT. I'm gonna let you leave the people with one more statement. So if someone feel like they want to give up, maybe they want to give up on the gym or give up on life, what would be your advice to them?
Oh, absolutely. Life. You're talking to a old dude who has flatlined 5 times. I've been so close to death that I can tell anybody that life is so precious. Every minute, every second of every day. Live it like it's your motherfucking last opportunity. Life is the most precious gift that we have. I mean, everybody want to be rich, but goddamn it, it don't. Hey, you can be rich and dead. Hey, life is the most precious quantity that we have. Appreciate that shit and live every fucking day like it's your last.
Yes, sir. Well, I thank you for giving me a little bit of your time, CT. And I'm pretty sure where I'm from a small town in Texas called Carson County. Everyone was excited for this interview. They don't watch any of my other stuff. They ready for this one.
Texarkana?
Yes, sir.
All right. So is that anywhere near Texarkana?
No, sir. It's 45 minutes away from Dallas.
Oh, okay. Now you know I'm originally from Arkansas, right?
No, sir. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was born in Little Rock, Arkansas. My family's from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. So that's you country boy talking to another country boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I wish you many blessings come your way, CT. Maybe down the line I can get you on again if you're not too busy. I appreciate you, CT.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Joshua.
Yes, sir. You have a nice day.
You too.
Yes, sir.